Everybody, let me show you what I got going on here today. Got a little MacBook here. This is a MacBook A1708, and it's looking good. What's the problem with it? Aha. Let's take a look over here at the side. It's kind of off the ground. Take a look at that right there. The lid's not closing, and you got a massively expanding battery right there. If you could see that. I'm going to unplug it. Let's either way that battery. It's not charging, and it's not a good idea to keep trying to charge it, but you could see that there. Customer says they've been using it like this for I don't know, I think you said 6 months. You get a swollen battery like that, don't let it get to this point. One, of course, I mean, it could damage something. I've seen some of these models where it bulges out. Yeah, you could feel it right here. It starts bulging, it'll break the I've seen broken trackpads. So at least it turned on. The customer had said that it wasn't turning on, so I didn't even mess with it because, of course, you got this battery problem anyways. So I didn't screw around with it at all. Let's loosen this side. So I haven't ordered the battery. I'm just going to open it up, take a peek. And since the customer told me that it wasn't turning on, my objective was really just to get it opened up, inspect it, disconnect the battery, and then try to turn it on. Because I was presuming that if it wasn't turning on, you could feel this is going to pop. Not so much. So I was just gonna, like I said, I was gonna open it up, disconnect the battery, and then, check it, see if it had a different problem outside of that, because this was the obvious one. Look at that now. Once we disconnect, take those screws off, that is nuts. Yeah, I'm surprised that the trackpad is. I'm surprised the trackpad is working. So what happens? See this one inflated. This one eventually pulls on that trackpad, pushes on that trackpad. Not only that, but you see this flex cable. Eventually, it pops it off of there, or is damaged. The trackpad's working. Trackpad is working, so I guess the flex, is still intact function-wise, but not a good scenario there. So I am going to just, disconnect it. If you do this, you want that battery to be dead. I mean, usually if the battery is bad like that, it's not going to hold the charge. When I connected it there, it said 1%. So you got this little flex, the little clip. You pull that out. You got the screw here with the T5. And that basically disconnects the battery. We're going to take this flex off. To alleviate that. The flex here has tape on it. So what you do, 99%, 99.9 or 100% isopropyl, and just let the alcohol, loosen it up. As opposed to heating it, right? Probably not good. Oh, this one's like really stuck. Sometimes these just kind of just come right off. I guess from all the time that it's been pressured on there, not just the adhesive. Imagine, whatever, if it's 6 months or how many months of that flex being pressed up against the that back cover. That thing is like embedded. So the thing with the batteries is, you see batteries like this, and obviously nothing has happened here. But it is a risk. I mean, if you go back, it was a pretty well-known big problem was Samsung. I forget if it was a Note or a Galaxy something or other, but there was a problem with those batteries at one point that you couldn't get on a plane with that phone if you had that phone, because they were catching fire, getting hot. People say they were exploding. I don't know if they're really exploding, but I mean, it just does like this and then catches fire or gets hot or does something. You could say that's exploded. Like this here, this is exploding, but more of a figure of speech than a real explosion. And then the problem also when they're like this, I'm actually going to take this off tomorrow. I'm not going to do this now. Number one, because it's a little super late, and I don't want this causing a situation at this time of the night if it does cause a situation. To a certain degree, the expansion is probably going to make it easier. It's already kind of separated from there and from here. This one not so much. So yeah, I'm going to pick up the ball tomorrow with it. But at least I know, we got a bad battery and the device already turned on. So I'll remove the battery, run a little bit more testing on it once that battery is removed from there. Order the battery, and we'll do a battery replacement. I think I've done a video on this, but either way, I'll follow up with a video on it. That's it for now. There we are. We're back earlier, even though it's still super late. So yesterday was too late, and now it's still kind of late. But we're gonna get this battery off. So here I just put a little piece of tape there so that doesn't touch. That's that battery connector. And you need to use 100%, 99.9% isopropyl alcohol to separate this. You can't use regular alcohol. Regular alcohol is like, I guess, 70%. Which means 30% water. And that's conductive and all that, so you don't want to do that. So here, luckily, you know, this expansion has kind of separated this already. Plastic card. I mean, this one's actually from iFixit, but basically anything flat. I mean, you can use a credit card. Well, a credit card, but you're going to ruin it. But basically something flat that you could get in there. If you just get the alcohol, it's not going to be a matter of, you know, heavy prying. It's just going to be a matter of letting the alcohol do the work. So this part will be very boring. You could speed it up. You don't want to use anything metal either. So let's do this. It's totally separated. Let's let gravity do its thing. You don't want to put enough there that it makes a mess either. Right, so you can see that once it does penetrate. Also, these strips run like this horizontal, so if you're going from the top and you kind of get stuck on one of the edges, move it around so that once you get in between you know, the battery and the base, then it's just easier to slide it through. Like right there, you can see it's just going in easier. The center portion, on this model, I don't remember exactly I'm going to take this other piece off, and then this center portion I'm going to look this model up because I don't remember exactly. Some of them are going to have this center, I mean, totally flat, so that you can just scrape, but some of them might have a little hole there and have some of the trackpad exposed. Sorry. So in that case, you would be a little more careful. And we also got a couple of screws on this battery, which I should already take off, because it's going to start. Yeah, you got pressure already going on right there. So the battery itself up here, you got a screw right here. I think is it just one screw? I think it is. That's basically that a little battery assembly there. I think there's two screws there. Yeah. So you got this other screw. It's got a little white thing in the middle. Yeah. So let's get that off, because those cables are holding that down anyways. And then here we're gonna have to get into here. This one is gonna be a little tougher just because we don't, you know, this one is not as expanded. Well, it's not expanded at all. So since that one there doesn't have a big gap, we use this alcohol dispenser, so you can just get a little bit back in there. This card is thick, so you try that. If it's too thick that you find it that it's really bending the battery too much, then you can just get a thinner one till you just start separating the little tip. But this one's going in really quick. That went in much faster than the one on the other side, or at least that first one did. Yep. Yeah, so that one just came right off. Alright, so we got both of those. Let me look up this center portion. This model A1708, I don't have the year. A1708 is probably 1928. So that is 2016. Yeah, we'll take it off just to be safe. It does have like a couple holes in here, and you do got a little exposure there. So probably safe to remove, especially putting alcohol and all that stuff in there. So I mean, this is a pretty easy removal. I mean, it's a bunch of screws, but pretty straight up. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10 screws. Yeah, you could wind up, you know, damaging the trackpad from behind. So you got the 10 screws, and when you pop this up, your trackpad is just going to sit right there. Take it off. Whoops. Yep. Good point. When you take this off, there's these little washers that supposedly should stay on this side, but sometimes they'll stick, like what happened here, and came off. So rectangular washer, a circular one, circular, rectangle, rectangle. Make sure that when you take this off that they either stay here. If not, take a look on the other end and see if they stayed stuck over here. If they do, and then you start moving around, the next thing you know, you wind up losing one of them. And that I know because that's happened to me. And then actually, like this, it's actually easier to work with because we can actually put it in through here. Right, we got that right there, and then we can go right there. Alright, so we got ourselves a little gap. So let's go a little more alcohol there. Get a little warm in here. And that's it. So you can see there, that's the adhesive. We got 3 strips, 3 here, 3 there. And that battery, you can see this thing is bulging big time. So here, as I mentioned, I'm just going to run, crank it up. With the battery disconnected, sometimes, depends on the model, but it probably will do, it might do a high-speed fan, so we may not be able to fully check it. I don't think I got a battery in stock. I'm going to have to order it. But at least I'll do the, quick check, a little bit more of a check than what I had. Put the trackpad back. Not going to fully tighten it, just put a couple screws just to do all the checks. Putting the screws back, when you actually finalize the trackpad, you want to adjust it. There is a little play. The easiest way to get it right is you have the screws loose. I'll actually give you a little demo of it. I'm not going to do it now, but I'll show you the easy way to do it. And I still have to clean this back here. Yeah, so give you a little tip on the trackpad. The easiest way to align it properly, if you look at it here right now, it's up tight at the top. It's got a bigger gap over here. So what you do is you leave all the screws loose, so you have the play, and then you just play with it, get it nice and even, and then you get a piece of tape. So I mean, I tightened it so it's not moving. But the scenario is you move it and it's nice and even while it's loose, and then you go boom and boom, hold it in place, and then you flip it over and tighten the screws. That's how you're going to get it nice and even. And this person apparently has cats. There's cat hair there, which is not good. If you've seen my videos, you know that I'm allergic. I don't like them. Not that I don't like cats, I'm allergic to them. I guess I don't like them, but not just because they're bad animals, but because they make me feel messed up. So we'll do a quick check, but pretty much I'm guessing by the whole story here, that the computer's fine. So what we'll do is order the battery. My preferred source is Mobile Centrics, but Amazon's fine. This is weird. This thing is probably because that maybe has to be restarted. It's showing that there's a battery present there. Wow. It's showing service battery. It probably went to sleep and woke up and doesn't know what the heck is going on. Closing all the windows. I'm gonna give it a restart. At least it seems to be. You know what? Before I restart it, I'm gonna test some of the things right here because it's not giving me the high fan, which sometimes it will do it, and maybe because it still thinks the battery's connected. What probably happened is that it was on, went to sleep, and then we disconnected the battery. It woke up and it still has a little battery icon up here. Weird. So quick checks. We have a little checklist. Do I have my checklist on this one? I do not. Wi-Fi trackpad, keyboard, speakers. For a keyboard, I just open up Notepad, run through the keys. This thing's working like a dog, working slow, but it doesn't seem like the fans are cranking yet. So a keyboard. Keyboard's fine. Wi-Fi is connected. Screen I'm not going to do. We could go to YouTube if you wanted to check the speakers. Although it's not really that relevant here. But generally you do that check because if you tell the person, well, the battery's bad, anything else? They're going to say, well, anything else wrong? And then you're going to say, well, I didn't check everything else. Okay, check time automatically, come on, sync up. So internet's connected, date, time's correct. Speakers obviously worked, right? We heard them.
This video contains flashes and moving images.
Speakers are good. So pretty much we're good to go. We'll order the battery. Before gluing it in, you'll test the battery, make sure everything's fine. Let's give this a restart. It should show that there's no battery there. But I'm not really that worried about that. We'll order the battery. We'll clean that up. Little spatula, spudger, alcohol. The new battery will come already with adhesive on the back. We'll present it first, connect it, test it, make sure that the battery's charging, make sure the battery's good, all those good things. Once it's in place, it's been tested, remove and glue it down. So just out of curiosity, let's see if this tells us that the battery is still present. Okay, we got no battery icon now, which makes sense. So yeah, it was probably just asleep. So it kind of had the memory of the battery being there. Yeah, so it's fine now. Battery installed? No battery installed. 000. So that's going to be a wrap. How to remove the battery, and maybe I'll pick up the ball when I put the battery in, but for now I'm going to wrap this one up because I don't have the battery, and it's going to take maybe a day or two. So that's what's going on right here, right now at PC 911. All right, let's see what's going on. So I'm recording, and supposedly this is going to YouTube. I don't know if it is or not, but we'll see how it goes. So this is part 2. I had done the previous video. I took out the battery. So we got the battery back, or we got the new battery in. I scraped here the double-sided tape that was there. So they just basically used a little X-Acto blade, alcohol, scraped that off, got it cleaned off. So we're going to put this one in place. What I recommend is to not, this came with this blue thing in the back, which doesn't let me put it there. So I put this plastic, which is not the greatest, but it's going to be okay. Basically, you want to test the battery, make sure it's fine before you glue it in there. And if you have a problem, you have to unglue it. You don't want to do that. So that's why I put that. If you have some other, something else that's better, this is not the greatest. This thing is actually sticky. We'll see what happens there. So we're gonna put it into place, and we're gonna test it first. So we're going to put that there into place. Remember, you got the two screws. Now with this, with this back plastic, it's not going to be, you're not going to drop all the way into place, but be close enough to be able to test it. Here, this battery didn't come with this little connector flex. I took it off of the old one. This is the little flex that comes over the top. I've seen that sometimes it does come with it. This one did not, so if it comes with it, all the better. If it doesn't, just put it in. You got a little connector there. You got to open up the little flap to get this side to go in. Should have connected this first, so let's go back. Connect this first. All right, make sure that's connected. And we got our little connector here. If you're super confident in your part, just go ahead and put it. I mean, I get this battery from mobile centrics, which I am confident of the parts. Um, but it's just a habit. It's a process of testing a part beforehand. So you could decide to adopt that or not. If you're on a real tight timeline and you got 99% good parts, then you could always do the calculation of for that one part that you got to change, the bad part, you've had 99 parts that you save time on. So if you do your statistics, it might not make 100% sense. And we're going to crank it up. So here we are, we booted up, and we're going to just verify that the battery is charging and verify the condition in the system. So we'll make a quick note here. We're at 67%. And then we go to About This Mac. System report. Power. Battery cycle count, normal. All good there. So once you got that verified, we're just going to go reverse and get it adhered, and we're good to go. Let's see if I could take this off without removing it. No.
And we forgot again to connect the trackpad first. So that's pretty much it there. I'll cycle the battery up at least to 100 and then let it drop down just as an extra measure, make sure it's all good. And then from there I'll readjust the trackpad, tighten it up, we're good to go. That's what's going on right here right now at PC 911.